Hey everybody and welcome. My name is Derek. Today is March 8th of 2019. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the numerology of the major news story from yesterday in which Paul Manafort was sentenced to 47 months in prison. Interesting because he was originally facing 25 years. In the language of Gematria, the name Trump equals 25, and in reverse, it sums to 47, which is the same as the word Manafort, 47 in the reverse reduction method. The four base methods you're looking at the screen, we call this language Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. And it's a very simple practice, beginning with the alphabetic order in the top left. Each letter is numbered 1 through 26 relative to its position in the alphabet. The reduction methods then take every double-digit number and reduce them to a single digit using the rules of numerology. Both methods have complementary ciphers called reverse ordinal and reverse full reduction. We'll also lightly touch on these big number ciphers, English extended and Jewish or Latin gematria, as you see here. But what I'll be explaining in this video is how the mainstream media is using the language of gematria. It's using date numerologies, dates on the calendar, and coordinating all of this with date durations, measuring between dates. A very simple concept when you think about it. And when you see how simple the news is doing, you almost wonder how you never saw it in the first place. So we're going to talk a bit about how this was all used in the story about Paul Manafort from yesterday. So as I mentioned early on, Manafort was sentenced to 47 months in prison. And 47 is a very significant number to this study. Think about how the Bible begins with the book Numbers. Actually, it doesn't begin with that book. It's the fourth book, right? 4 being the number of foundation. And the fourth prime number is 7. The word foundation, summing to 47, it's the 47th problem of Euclid that Freemasonry uses to establish foundation. Also consider that the word fourth equals 74, like how 7 is the fourth prime. And the word prime equals 74 as well. So this 47, 74, ultra significant. So when this is the number they reported in the news, the word news equals 47 in reverse. My eyes instantly lit up. Again, the name Trump equals 47. So despite facing up to 25 years, which is the reduction value of Trump, he got 47 months, which is the reverse value. We'll talk about how hilariously connected both Paul Manafort and Donald Trump are through the numbers. Consider that they both also have the middle name John. Notice how the name John equals 47 in the alphabetic order. 47 also in the gematria of the word president. White House, where the president resides, equals 47 in reverse. The word government, 47. They are acting as the authority over our lives, which equals 47. And in this story, the judge, which equals 47, the judge swings a gavel, summing to 47 ordinal. In this sentencing, he was given 47 months. Now think about the date that he was sent to prison. March 7th, written 3/7. The word prison equals 37 in reduction. If you measure from the date of his sentencing to Donald Trump's next birthday, you get 3 months and 7 days. But looking back at this number 47, we mentioned how the 47th problem of Euclid in Freemasonry establishes foundation, also known as the Pythagorean theorem. The compass on Freemasonry's emblem is set to 47 degrees. And think about this. The compass is used to draw the circle. The circle equals 47. Another thing that's really important is prime number relationships. 47 is a prime. That would be the 15th prime number. And think about the 15th letter in the alphabet. It's a circle. O, 15th. A phrase that sums to 47 in reduction is total eclipse. If you follow my work, you understand by now that the news scripts most of its major news stories in alignment with the dates of the most recent and next total solar eclipses. These are very rare events. They only occur about 7 times per decade on average. And even in my original 2 posts about Paul Manafort, I discussed the numerology and how it was related to eclipses. In fact, he was found guilty on August 21st last year, which is the anniversary of the Great American Eclipse from 2017. Using the English extended method, this cipher, structured more similarly to Hebrew Gematria and Greek isopsephy, you'll see here the alphabetic order is the same, but instead of simply numbering at 1 through 26, the numbers get amplified. So we go 1 through 9, 10 through 90, and 100 through 800. In this cipher, check out how Manafort sums to 448. This is the gematria of ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry using the alphabetic order, 448. It's also the extended value of eclipse sacrifice, 448. And that's what Manafort is playing here in this news story. Consider that the word eclipse on its own has an ordinal value of 69. The name Paul Manafort equals 69 in the reverse order, and when he was sentenced to prison, he's 69 years old. In Hebrew Gematria, again, Hebrew, one of the 2 languages where this code of letters and numbers originated, the phrase total eclipse equals 227. And this is a really significant number. If you divide 22 by 7, you get the first 3 digits of pi. This concept is coded into the English language. When you write out 22 divided by 7, you get an ordinal value of 314, again, like the first 3 digits of pi. A circle has 360 degrees. 360 equals 227. Well, 227 is a prime number. This would be the 49th prime number. And not only was Paul Manafort born in the year 49, but the date he was sentenced to prison had full numerology, 3 plus 7 plus 20 plus 19 of 49. In the description for this video, I also have my last 2 posts on Paul Manafort linked, including this one, where Cohen pled guilty and Manafort was sent to jail. All of this is being done by the numbers. So when he was found guilty and the date that Cohen was arrested, it was August 21st. Again, the anniversary of the most recent total solar eclipse. August 21st is written 8/21. On the date that Manafort was sentenced to prison, Donald Trump was 8 months and 21 days after his birthday. Remember, Donald Trump, born on June 14th, 1946, that was the same date as a total lunar eclipse. So while solar eclipses are no doubt more significant since they're more rare, lunar eclipses also very important. And June 14th, there you go, same day as Donald Trump's birthday. So if we instead measure from the date of his sentencing to the date of the next total solar eclipse, which is on July 2nd of this year, we get a couple interesting numbers. We get 165, like 16 weeks, 5 days. We also get 325, like 3 months and 25 days. Scottish Rite equals 165. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 325. Notice in Jewish gematria, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 308. That's the value of Manafort. CNN, who is well versed in the practice of gematria, gave us a headline that sums to 3008. And since we are talking about numerology and not necessarily mathematics alone, although we are using math to get these numbers, zeros can be ignored. So the 3008, 308, essentially the same number. Donald Trump on this date, speaking of 38, was exactly 38 weeks after his birthday. But what really stuck out to me is that if you measure to Paul Manafort's next birthday, you find it was 25 days. Remember, the name Trump equals 25. That was the number of years that he was facing in prison when he went to his sentencing. Also, 25 days is 3 weeks and 4 days. And just to accentuate this 34, Manafort was also 340 days after his birthday. And check it out, the name Manafort equals 34 in reduction. Just more news by the numbers. Our federal government, guys, bunch of actors. None of it's real. It's all fairy tale. Just to give people something to read, give them something to talk about, so that they think they're involved with politics, when in reality they have no clue what's going on in this world. All right, so next we're talking about Freemasonry. Well, Freemasonry has this other motto called order out of chaos. Using Jewish Gematria, again based in the Latin alphabet, order out of chaos equals 777. This being the same as numeric ritual, 777. Notice how when Manafort was first arrested, let me find the right post here. When Manafort was first arrested, it was 511 days into Trump's presidency. And even back then, I noted how significant this was because Donald Trump ran his campaign for exactly 511 days. He was also voted in with the 115th Congress, which is the number 511 backwards. The date he was elected was November 8th, which sums to 151. And if you add 115 plus 151 plus 511, all the permutations of these digits, you get 777. And when Donald Trump took office on January 7th, or January 20th of 2017, he was exactly 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. Well, now, the date that Manafort was sentenced to prison was the 777th day in office for Donald Trump. Notice how the name Donald Trump equals 138, 48, 849, and 589. These are the same 6 base ciphers I teach in every single one of my videos. Notice how these 4 numbers are the exact same as Paul Manafort. 138, 48, 849, and 589. See, only the reverse values change. And then to top it off, they both have the same middle name. So even their full name Gematria matches in both these, or all 4 of these methods. We mentioned how Trump was born on June 14th. That date is written internationally as 14/6. Paul Manafort was born exactly 146 weeks after Trump's 14/6 birthday. In America, June 14th is written 6/14. And the date on which Manafort was sentenced to prison fell exactly 6 months and 14 days after he was found guilty. So there you have it, guys. This Paul Manafort, this guy is not what you think he is. He's an actor. He's not really going to jail. He's just participating in a psychological operation, once again, meant to make the American public think the Trump administration is deteriorating and that he can't be trusted. And I'm not saying we can trust Donald Trump. I think quite the opposite. However, it's pretty interesting, to see how obvious these numeric rituals are once you understand the code. So thanks to everybody for dropping in and checking this video out. I'll be back on the air in a few minutes to talk about International Women's Day. See you, everybody. Peace.